I'm going to show you 5 things that are ruining your VSLs, plus a couple of bonuses towards the end, so stay tuned. And I apologize if there's a little bit of echo. I'm in a different location and I can hear a ton of echo. And I'm going to be reading off a couple bullet points, not a full script, but just to let you know, that's why I'm looking to the right. Number 1 is your hook. The first 30 seconds to the first minute is when the majority of people drop off from watching your video. So you need to be testing different hooks constantly. When you're writing your VSL, I would suggest you test out 3 to 5 different hooks just to see which one works the best. And you need to test them. You know, conversions are pretty slow thing. They are a pretty slow thing to measure. So you have to test it out for 1 week and then test out a different one for another week. It gets boring, it gets tedious, but it's very important if you don't want to leave money on the table. Now, the second thing is personality. You want to make sure that your VSL is long enough, even in a free community, you want to make sure it's long enough so that you have at least a little bit of personality. In the beginning, I kind of yelled at you. I'm smiling and everything. I'm moving my hands around like an Italian person. And that's that personality, right? Whether you love it or hate it, at least I'm something. At least I'm not like a blank slate. And you can get that. I know a lot of people are very anxious on camera. They have personality, but the second they start recording, they don't know where it goes. The way that you get past that is you just keep filming. You keep doing retakes over and over and over again until you get comfortable on camera. So that leads me to my second point, is the script. If you don't have a script, your VSL is not going to be as good as it can be. And I know there are a lot of people that hate scripts. They want to just completely freestyle it and talk off the top of their heads because they say it has passion. And sure, fair argument, but if you are struggling with rambling on and going on different tangents throughout your VSL or throughout your videos, even if you're doing a YouTube video, for example, if you're having trouble staying on topic and sticking to what you should be telling your audience, which is what their pain point is, relating to that pain point with your story, showing them the solution, showing them the proof. If you keep going on tangents, I've worked with clients that have VSLs that are 20 minutes of them talking about, and this is their words, not mine, nothing. So even bullet points is just fine as long as you have some sort of structure in your VSL. It's super important. And you can still keep that passion even when you have a script, even when you have bullet points. It doesn't matter. I mean, there are actors out there that go on scripts and they're still showing that passion. And again, it goes back to that second point of having personality. The solution to having that personality, having that passion, in this case, is just doing takes over and over and over again. Again, it's tedious. Again, it's work, but it's work that's got to be done. Now, number 4 is your audio. I have a lav mic, a wireless lav mic, and it was $100 to $200. I don't remember the exact price, but having a good quality mic is very important. If you are using your phone mic, that can work in most situations, but people want to be able to hear you very clearly. If you have a bad camera, that can be mitigated, that's a really fancy word, isn't it? If you have a bad camera, if you have bad video, you can kind of work past that by using B-roll, by shooting in better lighting, etc. But audio, you can't mask with anything. So you want to make sure that it's really good. You want to make sure that that's where you start investing, if you invest at all, in your budget. And then the 5th one is the length of the video, right? Whether you have a free community or a paid community, some type of sales letter is very important. I think a video sales letter is always a very important thing to have. But a free VSL does not need to be more than like 5 minutes. You know, you should be able to just get through with your personality, with that structure that I outlined earlier of the pain point relating to that pain point, etc., etc. You should be able to do that under 5 minutes. You don't need to expand on it too much because it is a free community. The only thing they're really losing is a bit of time by joining. It's not very risky, whereas a paid community is a lot more, there is a lot more on the line. And that's not to say that there's nothing on the line with a free community. Of course, time is very important, but money is also very important. So if they're risking their time and their money, you want to double down, make it a longer video, 6 to 10 minutes, maybe even up to like 20 minutes. And you need to fill it up with social proof and really hammering in those pain points and just making a very solid, thorough argument that this is the right community, business, product, whatever it is for the audience. Now the bonus is a bonus because it's not exactly, or it's not specifically with the VSL, it comes before that. You know, a VSL helps with your conversion, and before that you need traffic, and before that you need an offer, right? So if your offer, which is the point, if your offer is not clear, if you are new to the business, or if your offer has just always been very broad, there are a lot of people in your audience that aren't going to know if you're talking to them, if they're going to be the right fit for this community. So you need to be able to speak to a very specific audience. I help people on Skool with their VSLs and their conversion rates. That's a pretty specific niche. I mean, I could niche down even more to, like, I don't know, only arts and crafts Skool community owners, but I think where I'm at is pretty good. It's a pretty specific, tangible part. Whereas there are a lot of people that may say, like, I help everyone lose weight, or I help everyone get rid of their trauma, or I help everyone. Actually, one of my old niches, or what my community was before it was VSLs, was public speaking. Before that, it was like leadership skills. And that's great. I mean, it can work in the long run, but for me to be just starting out on Skool, I need to be focusing on one thing in particular so that people know that I'm talking to them. So if you're looking at my community, skool.com/lead, just saying, it's just for Skool community owners. If you're not a Skool community owner, you know it's not for you. If you're not struggling with your conversions, you know it's not for you. So that would be my tip. Those would be my 6 tips. And I hope that was very helpful. Comment down below if it was and what you'd like to see next. All right, peace.